Hi, what is up everyone? It is the end of the month, so that means it's time for another pickup video. Now this haul is more modern in that sense. I got a lot of PS5 games here, with a good amount of them from Video Games Plus, which, not sponsored, but they're one of my favorite places to buy games, so I'll show those when we get to it. But I also got some classics here too, and a movie series that I've been wanting to get my hands on for a while now. But let me show you what I got. Before we get to that though, I want to know, what did you guys get this month? Anything interesting? Anything you'd like to share? Please leave your feedback below, or even make a response to this. I'd love to see or hear what you guys have got. But let's start with the classics here. So I got some older games here. We'll start with this one because I thought I had this one, but I didn't. I have the third installment. I wanted to get my hands on the fourth one to complete the collection on PS2, and that is Gran Turismo 4. And I know this one is spoken of very well as one of the best in the series. But at that time, I didn't have a PS2, so I had my original Xbox, so I went to go play Forza Motorsport, which was the launch of Microsoft's racing sim franchise, which I like, but unfortunately it doesn't seem like it's really going anywhere. But I want to visit this one. This seems like a fun game, and I can't wait to get my hands on it. I went with the greatest hits though, just because I heard this was the updated version though. So this is definitely one to add to the collection. And then I'm gonna put these two in order because I want to give a shout out to a video I saw on YouTube from a YouTuber called Mini-Me, I believe. I'll link it so you can see it up in the corner up here, but they did a retrospective series on these games, and honestly, the first one is one I've been wanting to play because it's from a developer that I am familiar with, but this is a series I never got into, so I decided to grab both the original game from them, Stuntman, which is made by Reflections for the PS2, and then its sequel, Stuntman Ignition, which was done by Paradigm Entertainment. If you want to see the video, I would recommend Mini-Me's video on it. But I have tried a little bit of Stuntman. We did a stream on it for celebrating the birthday of the PS2 since it's 25 years old. And yeah, it's a tough game, but it's what I expect from this. But I'm excited to go back and play more of this. I kind of want to do retrospective on this, or do like my first playthrough and do a does it hold up on Stuntman, so I'm very excited to get to that one. The sequel I heard was just kind of okay. It doesn't really live up to the first game, but I want to see what Ignition has to offer though. The reason we went with 360, this is also available on the PlayStation 3 and the PS2, but I went with 360 because this is on the backwards compatibility list, so I expect better performance out of it. So I'm going to do Stuntman for sure. That's going to be definitely part of Does It Hold Up. And if there's requests for a sequel, if I enjoy the first one and I want to do Ignition, then I'll probably go through Ignition at that point as well. This one though is something I saw. I never really got my hands on it, but I liked the series on the Xbox. I originally grew up with it on PC, but then when it made its jump to console, it was kind of a shift in terms of how it played, and then that kind of became the staple for the series for a while. I really liked Black Arrow. That one is one of my favorite games for the Xbox, but I never really got to play this one. This is Critical Hour. Now what's different with Critical Hour is that it basically goes through some previous missions in Rainbow, and it kind of modernizes them using the Rainbow Six 3 engine that they use on the Xbox, so I kind of want to see what this one is all about. I heard it just reviewed okay, but I like the Rainbow Six games, and this is one that's missing from my repertoire. And as far as I know, this only came out on the original Xbox here, so another one to add to the Xbox collection. And then something else to add to the Xbox collection. I did get these back in the day, and I played them and I liked it, but then I traded them in to get other games. So I decided to relive some nostalgia. And that is with this, Marvel Ultimate Alliance. This is from one of my favorite developers, Raven Software. And it was a surprisingly fun RPG, but it also came with this. However, the package I got gave me 2 copies of Marvel, so I'm in the talk with the seller to see if they can just ship me the copy of Forza Motorsport 2. Because again, since we're talking about Forza, I liked 2. 2 wasn't too bad. I didn't put a lot of time into it though. 3, on the other hand, that one was awesome. But I mostly got it specifically for Ultimate Alliance, and I kind of wanted to relive this game and see what it was about, if it's still as good as I remember it. So that's going to be fun. That's going to be fun to get back to. So why don't we do all of these now? So, as I said, I did get a little more for modern stuff. So let's talk about a bunch of PS5 games then, shall we? Now, I'll start with this one. This one originally, like, the sequel just came out for it recently, and I do want to get the sequel at some point, but for now, I wanted to go back and play the original. And I have it on PS4, but I want to see what the enhancements were for PS5, and since it comes with, I believe, everything on the disc, that's how I want my physical copies to be. I decided to go with this finally, Ghost of Tsushima from Sucker Punch and PlayStation. Now, when I played a bit on PS4, I really liked it. I liked how they kept authentic to the setting, and it's just stylish. A stylish game through and through. And I liked this game. I want to play through it again before I get to Yotai. Or Yote. But Ghost of Tsushima, finally have it on PS5, so that's definitely one. This one, I already have digitally on the PlayStation, courtesy of Koei Tecmo, which thank you for the code for that, and I played through quite a bit of it, but I never own a physical copy of it, and I want to try and get at least physical copies of digital games. So that's what I did with this, Fate Samurai Remnant. Now, this one was an interesting game by what I played, and I really liked its style and what they did with the technology with it for Dynasty Warriors. But it tells a good story, and you can also pet the animals. I think that's all you really need to know about Fate Samurai Remnant. But if you haven't played this, I would say definitely get your hands on this one. It is definitely a fun time. This one, though, I already have the other 2 Bendy games, and this was the next one that I was missing in terms of the physical collection. So with that being said, this is now complete, and that is Bendy Lone Wolf. Now, I haven't played this one yet. I just actually booted it in the PlayStation to just make sure it installs and the disc runs. But that's all I've tried with this, so I'm gonna go kind of blind into Lone Wolf, but I'm glad that I have this game now, and with that I have at least all 3 current physical games in this. I do know that there's going to be an announcement for something on Halloween, so by the time this video goes live, there should be an announcement for that. But I also hope we get to see more on Bendy and the Ink Factory, and I also hope it gets a physical release, because if it does, I'm getting it. I want to own all the Bendy games. And this one here, I already owned 1 through 3 of this remaster, so it only makes sense to complete the collection with the remaining 4 through 6. But I also went for the special edition as well, so this is the Tomb Raider remasters, again, from Aspyr. The one thing at least that's pretty good with this is that the steelbook is actually in better condition. It isn't as slightly damaged like the one I had for 1 through 3, but that's fine. But now I have this. I pretty much have now the classic Tomb Raider games 1 through 5, along with Angel of Darkness. So all of course tenure with this series, and I also own the Crystal Dynamics stuff, so Legend, Anniversary, and Underworld trilogy, along with the reboots of 2013, Rise and Shadow. So now I think I have pretty much every mainline Tomb Raider game. I am missing the side ones, but maybe I'll get to those at some point. But I'm glad I have this now. This collection is complete. I just gotta go play them now at some point, right? And now this is going to be really cool. This is a birthday gift I got from Colin, so thank you for that. My birthday is next month though, but we got each other gifts early for that, and this is what I got. Final Fantasy Tactics, the Ivalice Chronicles. Now, I do have War of the Lions for my tablet, and I did play a little bit of that, but I saw that this game was getting a remaster, and we've heard rumors about it for years, and now it finally came to fruition for it. So I'm finally glad to have this here. But I want to go through this series because I know Tactics is very highly regarded by a lot of people. And again, like I said, I've only played a little bit of it on the tablet, but I've never actually sat down and finished this game. So I'm very excited to get to this one. Now this next little batch here, this is all from Video Games Plus, like I said earlier. And they are one of my favorite places to go get games from, so shout out to them. And if you haven't checked them out, I really suggest you do. But first we'll start with these. Now I pre-ordered these years ago when this game got announced for a sequel and a physical copy. And there was a bonus at the time where if you pre-order the sequel, you get the original as well with it. So I decided to do that. And that is Tormented Souls. Now I've already played through the first game. I liked this one for what it was. It was a nice throwback to classic survival horror, and now the team decided to make a sequel to it. I have played the demo for this, and I liked what I tried with Tormented Souls 2, so I can't wait to get to this one. I know this was like the proper time for Halloween, but I only got this like a day or two ago. But I'm glad to have these now. I love this series. If you haven't checked out either of these games, high recommendation. Please do. They're so much fun. And then this one, these two is again another series that I enjoy, and they both released two new games this year. They call it the Year of the Ninja, and I am very excited that it was the Year of the Ninja because not only did we get the remake or a remastering of sorts of Ninja Gaiden 2 in the form of Ninja Gaiden 2 Black, which I got that earlier in the year, I decided to get the other games. Ninja Gaiden Ragebound and Ninja Gaiden 4. So I like the Ninja Gaiden games, and I played the demo for Ragebound, and I liked the demo for Ragebound, so I was very excited to see this get a physical copy. But I got this, but I ordered this at the same time I pre-ordered Ninja Gaiden 4, so I had to wait for this to release in order to get this one in. But considering the reviews I've seen for 4 and for Ragebound, I'm not going to be disappointed with any of these. And the fact that Ninja Gaiden 4 is actually a proper physical release, like Gears of War Reloaded, which is also kind of a surprise too from Microsoft. I'm very happy to have this in the collection. Same thing with Ragebound. I can't wait to get to this. That demo left a great impression, and I want to play more of these. So, the Year of the Ninja for sure, especially when it comes to Team Ninja stuff. Now all I'm waiting to get my hands on is Shinobi from Limited Run, but that's in another package, so you'll see that when the time comes. And then these also just came in. I ordered this because I meant to order at least this one through Limited Run, but I didn't. I wanted to see if Video Games Plus would get it, and they did. So I decided to jump on that bandwagon, and I also ordered another game that I kind of wanted to get as well with that, but the one I want from Limited Run, Doom and Doom 2. Now, yes, there was another collection of this released earlier, but I wanted this one specifically because it was done by Night Dive. And Night Dive is one of my favorite studios to do these remaster efforts, not only with this, but there's also the upcoming physical release possibly for Hexen and Heretic, that I'm waiting to get my hands on, and then a new version of Blood, which has been confirmed to get a physical release. So obviously I'm going to be getting that for sure. But I wanted to get Doom and Doom 2. I'm glad to have this in my collection now, along with Quake and Quake 2. So happy about that one. And then this one, the other one I got too, was this Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster. Now, I have the original Dead Rising for the 360, physical copy of that, and I know there was digital versions and physical versions for PS4, but I only have the digital ones for that. But seeing that Capcom did a new treatment of this game using the RE engine had me intrigued, because I like the original Dead Rising, flaws and all. So I'm excited to get to this one. I want to see what they've done with it. I also need to pre-order Resident Evil Requiem, which will happen, and I saw that there is a deluxe edition with the steelbook case, so that's the one I'm going to be getting my hands on for sure. And the last thing Kind of gaming, not gaming related, but it's something I wanted. This was a movie series. I saw the first two when I was younger, and I loved the second movie, but I never saw the third one, even though it has some actors that I like in it. But I decided to get my hands on this, the Mummy trilogy. If you haven't seen these movies are really good, and I forgot how prolific and awesome Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz are. She's such a pretty woman, and Brendan Fraser looks amazing too. But when I was younger, the first movie and The Mummy Returns were some great movies to me. And the Tomb of the Dragon Emperor. This one was all right. I mean, I like Jet Li. He's another great actor to me. But yeah, definitely the first two alone are worth it for this collection. I'm finally glad to have this, and I slowly increased the movie library. But that's pretty much the haul for this month. So quite a bit of things. Like I said, more modern than retro, but I'm okay with that. I always like amassing the collection and getting more stuff. I do have some things I'm excited for next month, so I look forward to that video. But again, I'd like to know from you guys, what did you get? What is there something that you were eagerly anticipating to finally got your hands on? Did you get something a little classic? Let me know. I'd love to hear your feedback in the comments below. Don't forget, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and like I said, leave the comments. I'm curious to hear what you guys have to say, and I thank you for taking time out of your day to watch this. It really is a lot. So, until next time, everybody, stay safe. I will see you in the next one.